Today we are taking the Airstream to Yellowstone National Park. We have the truck all hooked up. That is all looking good right there. And I kind of want to show you how the Airstream look like in reality before every trip. So we can't really put anything on the shelf when we're traveling. Everything has to be on the floor. So the Airstream would always look like this when we're traveling somewhere. Close this up. And we're ready to go.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. Happy holidays.
That's right. Did you guys see the map and guide?
Yes, please.
Now we do have a road closure in the park today. It's called Raven Pass. It's going to be the road between Tower and Canyon Village.
All right. Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yellowstone National Park is a figure 8 loop, so they have the upper and then lower loop. It is 370 miles to drive the entire figure 8 loops, and they said that you could do it within 4 to 7 hours. But if you want to see the whole park slowly, I recommend staying overnight or booking 2 nights and kind of explore the park slowly. The best time to go is probably late September to early October. So there are 4 entrances in Yellowstone: north, east, south, west. Currently, I think only north, west, and south is open. The east side is all closed down.
So starting November 1st, I should say, the only road that will be open is this road here.
Okay.
We close the rest of them to allow snow to build up.
So just this northern.
Correct. The only entrance you can come in would be the north entrance. Then starting mid-December, typically December 15th, all of these reopen for snowmobile and snow coach travel.
Okay.
So you can come in and use over snow vehicles that you need permits or to be on a tour.
So you have to book a tour for that one?
Typically, yes. So the roads will start reopening probably in late April. And all the roads are typically open by like the last week of May.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
No problem.
Part of the parks will be shut down around October 13th. Now we're at the end of October, so most of the places in here are closed. I believe there are only a few campgrounds that are available right now, and I think it will be shut down in November. So just plan accordingly. I recommend coming here probably early October to avoid the crowd and the heat. There's this huge parking lot for Old Faithful, but it will get pretty crowded here. Gas station over there. This is the visitor center. Very pretty. This is Old Faithful. Waiting for the geyser to explode. Right there. Crowded. So the geyser is going to last around 4 minutes, and it's not always accurate when they say it would be. This is the Grand Prismatic. So crowded. The water is so pretty. I think I like this better than Old Faithful.
Oh, yeah.
So this is definitely worth visiting. In my opinion, it's better than Old Faithful. It is a very short walk, about half a mile, so you could probably do it in 15 minutes, but it's worth the wait to get into the parking lot. Very cold. This is how I went to sleep. We didn't have a heater last night. The temperature dropped down to about, I think, 25, and you couldn't get the heater on. You can have hot water, but no heater, and try to figure out how to make the audio system work, and it just, yeah, it's just not gonna work. So this is gonna be another thing we have to bring back to Airstream to get it done. And I'm not gonna talk too much about it in this video, but there will be a separate video about everything that was wrong with this Airstream ever since we bought it. So, and it's a long list. I'm starting to regret getting this Airstream. Hardcore. We were gonna stay in Yellowstone for a few days so I could show you around in the Airstream and all of that, but with the heater issue, I don't think we're gonna stay another night because last night was brutal. So we are currently at Mammoth Campground. It's $25 a night here, and you can fit the Airstream in here, a 30-foot Airstream here. And then there is another campground that a lot of classic owners like to go to. That's the Fishing Bridge, but that one is closed. I think they start closing on October 13th of this year. So mid-October, they're gonna close down that park. So we're here at Mammoth Campground, and I really, really like it here. I just wish our Airstream was working. So at the Fisher Bridge RV Park, it's $95 a night. I will leave the link here. This Mammoth Campground is only $25. So you won't get hookups here at Mammoth, but there is a restroom that's heated, and you do get water. I believe at Fishing Bridge is all full hookups and all of that. So it's gonna be kind of like a resort RV park type of thing. And it's closed, so I can't really show that to you. So cold in here. I have this whole thing about like cooking in the morning, and then we bought all of this food in the fridge. So I can't really show you life in the Airstream at Yellowstone like I wanted to. So I'm just gonna show you around Yellowstone. We are at the north entrance, so we're gonna go to Gardiner to get breakfast / lunch, brunch. So I'll see you then. So this is our campsite right here. We got in pretty, well, I wouldn't say pretty late, but the sun was setting yesterday, so we kind of did a rush setup. So if you have a bigger RV, I kind of recommend staying on that side right there, not this middle area, because there are plenty of trees, as you can see. So if you come over here, fewer trees, and you have a better view. I would probably pick this side right here because there are no trees around, and the restroom is just right over there. New Year's, you probably can't park the Airstream here because of this tree, but right now you can. So this campsite right here is 44. This looks to be like the best one here for an Airstream, around 30 foot. This right here is not part of my job. Frustrating. I said all of that, and I don't think my microphone was on. So let me do it again. Okay, so this campsite is 38, and they have this bear food storage protection, and we also have this fireplace here. It's quite nice, and a picnic table where the Starlink is resting on right now. I highly recommend Starlink. That's the first thing we hook up when we got to camp. And then on this side, they even have this tent space. So if you have a tent, you can put a tent right here too. So that's really cool. It's quite a big space. The website actually said that this campsite, the overhead is 9 feet, and it's quite accurate because there are trees and the branches kind of stick down quite a bit. So we kind of hit a few when we were coming in here last night. And there's this huge rock. But we had that 3-inch lift, so we had a lot of clearance. So that's kind of nice. I highly recommend this 3-inch lift, even though it doesn't sound much, it does makes a huge difference. This is the first time we've used the proven lock for this Airstream. So let's see how easy it is to use. Looks very difficult. Slide in. That looks easy enough. It's kind of pretty easy once you know what you're doing. And the Airstream is secure. We are currently in Gardiner, Montana, and at this cowboy grill where they serve bison burger for 42 bucks. I didn't get that. I just got the chili. This is chili with bison, elk, and some other meat that I don't know. I think this is the first time I have bison. It's good. Chili, very good. This is a huckleberry latte. So it's a shot of espresso and then huckleberry and then some milk. It's quite good actually. Definitely would need to visit this place again. So we are currently at the Mammoth Hot Springs and it's huge. So we are here and look how big it is. It doesn't tell you how far this hike is. So when you come here during the summer, it's almost impossible to walk this because this is one of the most popular places that people like to visit in here. So right now is actually the best time. So we were just here and that was that site right there. Right now we're gonna drive this road up to the upper terrace to have an overlook of all of this. Or you could actually hike or walk all the way up if you want to, but we're gonna drive. This is the Upper Terrace Drive. I think it's about 6 miles in here. So you could park out there and walk around this area or you could drive through it. So we're just gonna drive through it. That is really cool. School field trip. My school field trip was not like this growing up. So we are currently here. This right there is the main terrace. The first site that we stopped at is right here. So to find this area, it's like a 1.5 mile drive up here. And then there's this street where you kind of go in, I think through here. And it's a one-way, so it's one way in and one way out. So you enter through this way and later you're gonna come out that way. And it is a 6-mile drive around. It's a loop. So you can park at places in here, so it's kind of nice. You don't have to park at the entrance. You can actually drive it and then park wherever you want to stop, so you don't have to walk a long way to everything. This is the North End Visitor Center. Looks like an old school building. So this is the map. The north entrance is right here. So we have this little town right here north of the entrance. And then when you come in, this is where Mammoth is, this whole area right there. And I believe the campground that we're staying in is right here. And then from there, we're gonna go down to West Entrance and to Old Faithful from West Entrance. It's about 20 miles or so. So this is where Old Faithful is. I will find Prismatic and put it out to you, but it's like kind of in this whole area somewhere. So we are breaking down camp right now to go back home because we don't have heat for the night and it's gonna drop down to probably around 20 degrees. So we're not gonna sleep in the cold again. So to break down camp, I just pretty much move everything on the floor. So all of this will go on the floor, everything on the counter, all of that. Unhooking Starlink. So this is how it looks like when we're traveling. Keep going, keep going. Good, good. That was easy to get out, much easier than getting in. And that is the end of Yellowstone. I hope this video was informative. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thank you for watching. Until next time.